Also, interestingly, it's kind of like being in a group where you didn't coordinate your backstories. One of you said, I'm going to be the prince of a kingdom. And the other one said, I'm going to be the princess of a kingdom. But mine still exists. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back to another episode of Visions of Escaflowne. We are in episode 20. We just finished episode 19. I prepped the board, but in fact we don't need the board. There has been no changes to the board from last episode. That said, though, I do have notes, so let's go ahead and hop into the notes. I guess the generals of Zybok are casting blame on Fulkin in regards to his role as a strategos, and less so some form of shock as to the revelation that the dragon is the enemy. They seem relatively well informed about the dragon's threat. I imagine just less so Fulkin's role in not planning around it, or for it, given his goals of retrieving Vaughn and pulling a Vader. I'm assuming he's pulling a Vader, the whole Dornkirk as Emperor thing, and we can rule the Empire together or something is what I'm anticipating Fulkin is going to be up to. I can't imagine what it would be like to be in a room with the highest generals of the land requesting to launch a full-scale military strike on the one threat to your overall victory, and then being pushed out of the discussion by one guy saying, yeah, but what if we honeypot him? Imagine SEAL Team 6 planning to capture Osama bin Laden, and one of the guys suggesting sending him a mail-order bride to break his concentration. And that's the plan everyone goes with. It should be of no surprise to anyone that saw this episode that today's card was Il Pazzo, or the Madman. I guess Alan and crew were just forgiven of their crimes that were reported that they were on the lam for. Back in Freed, it seemed like they mentioned that the charges were independently confirmed, and not just a matter of what the doppelganger was up to. Now they are just back with no repercussions. I mean, Ares comes in later to suggest that Alan and company would be forgiven if the marriage between Malernia and Drayden goes through, but that's something she's introducing 3 months after they've been living in Astoria again. 3 months of them not being pursued by the authorities. Vaughn says that Zybok wants the total destruction of Gaia. The Zybok generals say they are fighting for the unification of Gaia. Dornkirk doesn't really suggest what he's after beyond destiny and the power of the Atlanteans. I guess our good guys are just going off of past experience. That Zybok destroys everything in its path, and Hitomi's vision, which I still say is the destruction of the moon, either way, very much suggests a difference between what the common man of Zybok thinks and what Vaughn thinks. The problem of if Hitomi had done a reading for Malernia is the whole your thoughts are creating negative futures thing that she was told back in the ruins of Atlantis. That she is currently having thoughts of Alan being free for her to pursue, while at the same time trying to convince Malernia to be with Alan, would surely have some unintended negative consequences when reading that future. Since the destiny levels rise with Hitomi's attraction to Vaughn, and that destiny is what opposes Dornkirk and his machine, I guess that is the show officially telling us who the ship is meant to be. 3 options, but Vaughn is the one that's meant to be to stop Dornkirk and everything. I mean, I still think Amino should be in the picture, but I guess I'm leaning into the most wrong option. Although I will say, Hitomi did bring up Amino before she ran into Alan. In my last note here, I guess beyond the silliness of messing with people's hearts, the real revelation of the episode was the prognostication engine was working without any barriers, meaning Dornkirk should be off the leash. I say next episode in my notes, but obviously this episode. So I guess that said, nothing to do here but hop on in and see if it's true.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
But yeah, I mean, the element here is, how many episodes do we have left? Is this a 24 or a 26 episode show? 26. So it's hard to believe that Dornkirk would now have the, I don't know, what we would call it, power of the gods. Again, because for me, it's very much a situation that is Forbidden Planet, right? Whatever you think that you want to come true, comes true, right? So how can he now have basically unlimited power and fail to use it? Also the element that we're in Astoria right now. Dornkirk isn't the capital of Zybok, and the only way they got to him last time was him teleporting them there. Granted, it seems like by accident. Like meddling with the machine or whatever caused them to be teleported there, but I don't actually know. But that being the case, it seems like he can now do anything he wants, and they are across the world. Now, I mean, also granted, there is an element here that the Escaflowne just gets new powers all the time. So, it having the ability to just teleport at will would not surprise me. But it very much seemed like in the vision that was being seen, the Escaflowne was just walking through Dornkirk, tearing shit apart. I mean, this is all for the benefit of Vaughn seeing it, to throw Vaughn off his game. Vaughn had his shot. Vaughn said, I want you for your power. Not Luna. The moon, I am assuming. I mean, yeah, not for nothing. Merle is still an option in the picture. And I know she would like appreciate the element of just being thrown out to the side. That could have been like a metal record cover. You know who that was for? What if Delandu's coming back anytime soon?
もうちょいで勝てたのに。ちっきしょう。でもこの間の幸運は私の勝ちだったもんね。
Yeah, great time to rub that in her face.
くそ。なんだよその勝ち誇った言い方。だって私の勝ちだろ。何？
Who is this show for again?
ボルケン様の唇は暖かかった。私にも感じさせてよ。ほら。
I just legit thought this was more of a young girl adventure show, right?
私もフォルケン様の愛が
A
欲しい
girl's shonen. Like, I don't know if that's the way to say that, but you know.
唇を重ねてしまわなければ夢を消さずに済んだのに。フォルケン様は私たちに優しさを与えてくださるけど、愛は感じなかったよ。
I think we can all understand that certain shows are aimed at different demographics. Shoujos are aimed mostly towards women. Shonens are aimed mostly towards boys. Sorry, shoujos are aimed mostly towards girls. There's a different, more adult version of shows that are aimed towards men and women.
私たちの命は終わったはずだったのよ。
How did you shove them off the cliff? Because those were clearly restraining weapons, like man catchers and whatnot. Now, you think they accepted him only because he had wings?
幸運を手に入れたはずだった。
それなのに竜に勝てない。
確かに今の幸運レベルでは奴の力を超えられんようだ。
フォルケン様。
ナリア、エリア。お前たちが望むのなら。
Did he name them after somebody specifically, or just random names he picked?
絶対無比の幸運を。
I mean, this is Zybok. We have fate
こ
alteration.
れでもないか。変ね。確かぴったりなのがあったはずなのに。
Please tell me how much more rich you are. Is it Merle? That would be a Tommy. I always forget about this guy.
いやね、お姫さんがなんつうかこういつものキラキラっとした感じが消えちまってるんでね、どうしたもんかなと。え？ちょっと。
これは。
The thing you were looking for that he clearly was trying to steal a moment ago.
ぴったりくるもんってな、一つしかないんですな。これが。
お前たちの全身の血を幸運血液に入れ替える。
幸運血液。
ドルンカーク様の研究の結果、ザイバッハ全
Again, the head has to be what Delandu had before.
強いもの、生存確率の高いものを選び出し、その細胞核から抽出した幸運デオキシリボ核酸を運命改変装置の力を借りて合成した人工血液だ。
Yeah, fate alteration. Yeah, that's what I keep mentioning. The moment they brought it up with Delandu.
大丈夫です。必ず。私たちは幸運なのだから。
I mean, you're smiling now. What would happen if this fucked up and both of them died? I mean, my anticipation is one of them is going to die. So that we have the rest of the show to live in regret.
ミラーナさん、本当にこれでよかったのかな。
Again, my problem is also the element of how much fucking older than her she is.
あのね、
He is, rather.
瞳。今さらそんな。でも、私わからないの。このままドライデンと暮らしていけるのか。そんな、成田離婚じゃあるまいし。
Not that she knows what the hell that means.
つまり、ただのマリッジブルーよ。 マリッジブルー。ああ、とにかく私もう占いなんてできない。ね、お願い、助けると思って占って。だってまた変な未来を呼び込んじゃったりしたら、どんな結果が出てもそれを信じるわ。だからサーペントの3、釣られた男、月、緊張、自己犠牲、迷い。やっぱり政略結婚に不安が、そのプレッシャーから逃げたがってる。
I mean, you really shouldn't be doing the reading, though. As per the whole, every time you look, you're changing it in unexpected ways. Unless she's making it up and not actually doing a reading.
このまま結婚したら、身近な人のことで深い悲しみを味わい、争いごとに巻き込まれる。
Oh, never mind. She's doing a real reading.
結婚生活にはいくつか小さい障害があるかもしれないけど、恋人？何？今の。どうしたの？
Well, she's doing a real reading, but she's lying to her.
崩壊の塔。それじゃあこの結婚は最悪ってこと？
I mean, like, what was it, episode 1? We saw them fighting in front of a tower that was being destroyed. That hasn't even happened yet.
でも、そしたらインペラトーレ、幸運の暗示。もしも私がこのカードを導けば。
It's ironic that in the tarot cards, the Emperor is a sign of good fortune, and yet there's only one Emperor in the show.
そうよ。思いの力が働けば、より良い未来を呼び込めるはず。ごめんなさい。でも、強く願えば、きっと運命は変えられる。
Literally the thing you were warned against doing.
このカードは幸運を表しています。つまりあなたはドライデンさんと結婚することで幸せになれるのよ。ドライデンと幸せに。
I mean, obviously for me, the implication is that she did the thing over top both cards at once. So maybe Dragon may make her happy. At the same time, it will bring, ruin. I guess technically there's no reason for Vaughn to attend other than he's a visiting dignitary, sort of. And that he has no kingdom left. Also, interestingly, it's kind of like being in a group where you didn't coordinate your backstories. One of you said, I'm going to be the prince of a kingdom. The other one said, I'm going to be the princess of a kingdom. But mine still exists.
ミラーナさん、幸運をつかんで。
なんだいそりゃ。
おまじないなんです。
おまじない？
ミラーナさんとドライデンさんが幸せになれるようにって。
太陽と月、風と水の恵み豊かな大地に抱かれし、ナンジラ・アストリアの聡明なる子供たち。今日この神聖なる時を迎え、新たなる竜と少女の分断に
Oh, have they done that before? I don't think they've ever done that to one of their whole floating fortresses before.
今こそ運命改変の鍵、
I guess they survived.
再び竜の影響あらば
その時は竜を消せばよい。
ご心配なく、フォルケン様。私たちの幸運はもはや無敵。必ずや
It occurs to me if they've separated a wedge between the dragon, Vaughn, and Hitomi, then we should just leave him the fuck alone. No reason actually to tempt fate.
そんな初めの占い通りに。
Yeah, I mean, legit, why would you know your readings work out?
お天馬姫様もこれで人妻か。
いけない。この結婚はダメ。
Yeah, I don't think this kind of marriage that you can just fucking object.
兄上の。
見つかった。竜が自ら居場所を教えたんだ。
Also, what did I say?
格段に上がっている。
The Escaflowne just comes up with new powers all the time. I mean, you had the chance.
こんな時に二色だと。きつな。
Also, you know, not technically in Eclipse. Just the Zybok ship.
ザイバカがなぜだ。エレフ隊出るぞ。
What are we doing? I say that's like sperm to an egg. Yeah, is this a visual metaphor? Because I'm like failing on it right now. This could be the inciting incident for her to actually fall in love with Dryden. I mean, for realsies.
お前たちか。
あんたを瞳に近づけるわけにはいかないんだよ。
I mean, I also point out that Delandu didn't have that shit going on with the skin. What was the explanation for that? Wind? Because I mean, I understand it's like fate manipulation, but what is the element of fate in that?
ドライデンさん、瞳、大丈夫ですか？さ
たく情けねえぜ。
ドライデンさん、とりあえずこれでいいわ。
I mean, that is certainly a memeable screenshot. And they could just reach down, grab him, and crush. I don't know what they're doing right now. Oh, right, never mind. Falcon. Didn't want him died.
幸運
の民に
強化兵幸運
抵抗は無意味だ。我らの幸運に逆らう者には
まさかこのカード
必
も
ずや恐るべき不幸が。
Was it upside down?
このカードで運命をすり替えちゃったからこんなことに。
要求はただ一つ。
Oh, implying that you gave good luck to the destruction.
神崎瞳。さらなる不幸に見舞われたくなくば速やかに神崎瞳を渡せ。
そんな
Yeah, priest didn't make it.
出てっちゃいけねえ瞳。
私が嘘の占いをしたから。嘘の占い？この結婚本当は良くないって出たの。
How does it feel to be Dryden right now?
思いの力で変えられると思って。それどういうこと？ミラーナさんにふさわしいのは本当はアレンさんだったの。
Yeah, I mean, I'm just about died trying to save this woman.
私アレンさんが好きだからこの思いを失いたくなくて占いの結果を運命をすり替えちゃったの。瞳。
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that people are dead because of you, because still Zybok is the one attacking. And it was a surprise attack. I don't think you changing fate had anything to do with those people in the initial attack dying.
しっかりして。私はここにいます。
何？
私が幻の月の女神崎瞳です。
I mean, the benefit here is that he thinks you're the key to unlocking everything. Because otherwise, I would say, oh, just kill her right there. Then there would be no tie between her and Vaughn, and thus the dragon would never get in the way again. But for some reason, Dornkirk thinks that she's the key to everything, even though no attempt made by him to capture her the first time that she was like in the Zybok capital. Because you'd think, if she was that important, he would buy time with his whole story about himself and the history of Zybok and everything for like all of the soldiers in the capital to make their way, right? That they would try to jump out of a window and like every floating fortress and every Melf and everything would be just right there. There would be no escape. Especially when so many of your forces are enhanced by fate alteration. I guess not enough of them. Or that Dornkirk lacks vision, which is ironic.
Escaflowne. なぜわからん。バーン。
Well, that's my guess then. What we're about to see is that the two cat girls are going to die. Because it very much looked like they were leaning up to him and, like, kind of happy faces, but I'm thinking the happy faces of people that are on the verge of death but finally got the thing that they wanted. Because it also seems like they looked weak, and they didn't have the gold lines going through their faces anymore, which seemed to indicate that the whole fate thing was going on, or that luck was on their side. So, I'm anticipating we're going to lose those two characters next episode. That Vaughn is going to succeed in saving Hitomi, which is why Falcon is equally not going to be happy. The indication is like, don't you understand, Vaughn? Because if Vaughn understood or Falcon got his way, I don't think it's a question that he would be asking. This episode, though, obviously, I thought there was no good going to come from Hitomi doing a reading. I said that 2 episodes ago. In the element that she tried to change fate, which is, again, the hubris that she was warned against by Vaughn's mother. Oh yeah, and I also anticipate next episode we're going to get the fight at the tower that I was just talking about earlier in this episode that we get flash of in episode 1. Because 1, obviously, the tower card was pulled. But also, this seems like the place that tower might exist. So, just gonna make that guess straight up here. Alan and Malerna being a thing, I mean, makes sense, right? The element that, again, however time passes here, the element that they're nearest the same age versus, again, Alan being older than Hitomi's mother is just an element that just doesn't feel right for the show. Obviously, I have no problem with them doing whatever the hell they want to do. It is something that comes to my mind every time because it's not something I feel like the characters acknowledge. And, the element that Vaughn seems to be the match for her, so the show is saying. Even though for me, it's still Amino, and Merle should wind up with Vaughn. She's put in the most work, let's say. Anyway, that said, I think that's it for my thoughts on this episode for now. Obviously, again, I'll come back. I don't know what I'm going to do board-wise. I don't think board-wise anything has changed. But, if I see anything in the rewatch, we'll change the board. And there will be notes. So, that said, until next time, I've been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you again next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?